Actually, I think we should leave it. Okay.
What's going on? I'm Mike Berlin. You're watching Wild Fed Family, and this morning we are headed to South Georgia for a little duck hunt. But we are headed there now, and I am following my buddy Robert, and he has absolutely got the pedal to the floor this morning. So I'm going to do my best to pay attention, keep up with him. Let's go kill some ducks.
I'm in the middle. It's all right. He's really warm. Yeah.
Everything we need to go, and then
What we'll do is I'll walk to the middle and then we'll spread out back from middle, okay? And it's just a guess, you know. Yeah, I think you probably did.
Hey, we got 1 minute till legal. Okay. So if they come in and kill them.
They got it. We ain't doing so hot.
No. Getting out.
Hey, you brought back a banded duck just...
He's dead. How many you got stacked up there, Robert?
6 to 7, 8.
Yeah. What's that? That was fun. I didn't shoulder right a couple times because they just caught me off guard.
Yes.
No shot.
There we go.
Banded duck, y'all.
Yeah. Got a little jewelry on that one.
Pretty sure about 8 people killed it.
Yeah, I was about to say, who claims it?
Yeah, I shot that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
2 bands.
Okay.
Y'all, that was awesome and intense. We got 2 banded birds, stack of birds. Still gotta count them up, but I think we're pretty dang close to the limit. But y'all, anyway, it cut loose for a solid 20 minutes or so, just like any Georgia wood duck hunt, but this is where the birds wanted to be. And that's the biggest thing about hunting wood ducks, is if you get to where the birds want to be, they're not really going to change their mind. They're a little difficult to coerce into somewhere different, but yeah, as long as you got moving water, a couple decoys, you're where they want to be, you're gonna kill ducks. So that's exactly what we did this morning. Oh, I gotta wipe the blood off the camera. Is that better?
And there was a duck sitting on the point. He just broke off, sitting on the point beside him. Yeah, he's standing right here.
I was standing on this tree, and I look over, and he is sitting. That log that just broke. He was sitting right on the tip of it. I was like, how? It was kind of weird. Like, what do I do here?
This isn't real.
So I just waited until y'all shot again, and he flew that right there and killed shot.
Yeah, you're right.
Robert's over here trying to put on a show.
Half the time you're shooting, like half the time you're here, I'm kind of like, you know, when he called me and said, you know, he's always good about telling me when there's ducks.
Yeah.
And he said, then we got them, which meant they probably had twice as many in that hole. And then after that little snap of weather, something changed. And so I called him, how's it going? That's when he originally said 5 gun. And then when I called him back, he said, hey, he said, we got some, you ready? And I said, yeah, 5. I said, is 5 guns enough? He said, we can do 7.
So I got to say, Georgia is not known for its abundance of duck hunting opportunities, but what it is known for is wood ducks, and we were able to get in there and absolutely tear them up this morning. There's really nothing like it. They come cutting through those trees and they're flying 60 miles an hour, and you really don't get that kind of duck hunting anywhere else. And there's a lot of people that would die to kill a wood duck, but they just don't have them around, and here we're absolutely spoiled with it. Not to mention, wood ducks are probably one of my favorite to eat, but that being said, I'm going home and I'm cooking these up. I'm gonna clean some ducks, cook some ducks, and I will see you in the kitchen. All right, y'all, it is time to turn these ducks into dinner, but before we do that, we can't just throw them in the oven like this. We gotta get the feathers out, the meat out, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that. You wanna hold one? Don't let the dogs get it. Hold that one.
No.
All right, now, so for the recipe that I'm gonna be using these for, I'm not gonna bother with the whole bird, although the whole bird is going to get used. So I'm gonna take this wood duck drake, and just with my fingers, I can peel that skin back and get up underneath it. So I'm just working my fingernail up underneath the skin, and I am exposing the breast meat just like that. So let me work this back, and I'll show you what it looks like once I get it all peeled away. So that is what you're looking for, just exposing that breast meat. peel the skin back with your fingernails. And now it is time to get this breast meat out. So I'm just using a 7-inch Rapala fillet knife, and I'm hugging one side of the breastbone, get up underneath that collarbone, and from the rear side, I'm just following that rib cage and body cavity and just letting my knife float along that bone. And just like that, you have a wood duck breast sort of ready to go. But I'm going to take it one step further. While I'm on that side of the bird, I'm going to keep peeling the skin back, because what I don't want to do is waste these legs and thighs, because they are really good for stocking up on and using a bunch of them for things like gumbo. So just like that, peel the skin off and exposing that thigh just like I did with everything else. Just like a chicken, find that joint, run your knife down, separate it away. Obviously the feathers and this section of the foot comes off, but we'll have a pile of legs and thighs by the time that we're done with that. So that's half of that bird cleaned, and we're gonna go ahead and clean the other half. Now you can also get inside this bird, get into the stuff like heart, liver, gizzards. I'm not gonna do that with this bird, simply because I don't have the time. I got a lot of stuff to do today, but it's not going to waste. The rest of this carcass is going into the compost, and that's going to feed all of my vegetables throughout the spring and summer, which in return is going to feed my family. And look, I'm not saying there's not multiple ways to clean a duck. This is just one way that I'm doing it for what I'm going to be cooking. But, you know, there's plenty of times where I have plucked the entire duck, or, you know, you can go ahead and pluck just this breast section, cut it out just like I'm doing, and leave it with the skin on breast. So yeah, whatever you are doing in the kitchen needs to be reflected right from this stage right here. All right, one last thing, if you are going to save these legs and thighs, you see how that, you know, scaly skin and feathers is on the bottom end of it? Don't worry about clipping it. Let me show you a little tip. Right there on the front of the joint, just score it, and you can peel that bone away just like that with some of these bottom end tendons, and then boom, foot's gone, that extra skin, feathers is gone. You're left with a clean bone on the end. Well, now you are. All right, y'all, we are going to start the cooking process right here. So this is the bag of legs and thighs that is going to get vacuum sealed, labeled, stuck in the deep freezer. But this is what we're using for dinner. This is all boneless, skinless, cleaned up duck breast after a nice little rinse. So today I'm going to be using the 4S buck rub, but we're going to take that B out, turn it to a D, and that is what we're using for our base seasoning today. So just give it a little sprinkle, and this is basically a barbecue rub. Really good. I highly recommend it. Second thing that we're doing is adding some tiger sauce. Now, one of the guys I work with, he used to live in Louisiana, introduced me to this stuff, and it is absolutely phenomenal. So I'll probably put 3 or 4 ounces of that in there. And to finish this off, going with good old-fashioned Coca-Cola. Now, wood duck is naturally sweet, but we're gonna make it a little bit sweeter and stand out. So in the barbecue rub, the tiger sauce, and the Coca-Cola, you have one heck of a marinade right now. It is so good. That's going in the fridge. We're gonna leave it for about 24 hours, soaking just like that, and I will see you tomorrow when we cook dinner. So it is the next day, and I am ready to start cooking dinner, and this is really simple. I am using those marinated duck breast to make duck kebabs. Now, I have a little bit of everything. Some yellow squash, I have some zucchini, I have some red onion, I have some sweet onion, and baby bella mushrooms. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in a bowl with some beef tallow over the top and season it down with the 4S buck rub and slide all of that, including the duck, onto skewers. It is best if you grill these over indirect, really high heat. You do not want to grill it over direct heat, because what you're gonna end up doing is dripping that beef tallow down there, flaring up and charring everything. But you also want to cook fast. Now, duck is meant to be cooked to medium or medium rare. That's another reason why I'm using high heat. So the duck is going to be medium rare. The vegetables are going to have a slight crunch to them still, and that is going to be a fantastic dinner. Yeah, you ready? All right, y'all, that right there is a wrap. And as you can see, that indirect heat, and I'm talking 400 to 450 degrees, that smoker was at the whole time it was cooking. Just enough to give it a char, but not to burn it over direct flame. So it is just me and William tonight. So the men of the house have a mountain of food to kill, and we will save the scraps for the women when they come home. I'm just kidding. There is plenty of food to eat, and there will be plenty of leftovers. So lastly, I want to thank Robert for inviting me on the hunt. It was an absolute blast. And I also want to thank the good Lord for providing us with ducks, good times, and a mountain of food from his creation that I get to thoroughly enjoy. So that being said, we're gonna dig in, let's eat, and I will see you on the next video.